Hi, I'm Katherine Ryan. Welcome to the Sarah O'Connell Show.
You know the jingle. This is fantastic.
I think she did a better job than I did.
She's so good at it.
Well, we'll know now because there'll be one alongside the other.
This is very true. Right about now.
Welcome to the Sarah O'Connell Show.
It's really rude of me to be like, in your face, Lucy. My job now.
This is outrageous.
She does the best. She does the best. I apologize.
She charges me every time I use that jingle. It's like she's on commission.
Good. You've raised a capitalist.
Exactly.
I like it.
So welcome back to the Sarah O'Connell Show. The third time we've got a trilogy.
I know. I mean, it's going to be tough to get any new information out of me because I'm not a trilogy level of interesting yet.
I think you are, because we are in Comedy Central today, because the second series of Your Face or Mine has returned to Comedy Central. The first episode was on yesterday at 8 o'clock, which is very exciting.
I love Your Face or Mine. I love Jimmy Carr, and he and I share this understanding that you got to be cruel to be kind. And sometimes roasting someone, if they're up for it, is really a laugh. And I think the most attractive thing is to be able to laugh at yourself. So hopefully the couples who come on series 2 can do that.
Exactly. So for anyone that hasn't seen the show so far, and you really should have, there's been a series already and it's really good. What is the show about?
Well, couples come on to rate each other's looks or lie to save their relationship. What's a better way to say it? So they come on, they rate each other's looks for money, or they lie to save the relationship. Yeah, that's the one. So like if you say, oh, my girlfriend's definitely better looking than my ex-girlfriend, but the audience can quite clearly see like, nah, mate, no. Then you might keep your girlfriend, but you'll lose the money that goes with that round. And it is awful and it is shallow and it's not the way we want you to behave in the real world. But you do, everybody's on Tinder and online dating and likes on Instagram. It's like, we do still have a shallow culture. So let's take that into a game show format, add some comedy, and just exploit it in a safe environment.
Yeah, because that's the good thing about it. Because I think if they were just on a show where it was literally just them saying if they look better than their partner, they could, in advance, go, okay, I'm just going to say you look better or you say I look better. But because the audience is involved and because there's a cash prize attached to it, they have to think a bit more and maybe be a bit more honest. And it's like, I want to stay with you, but there's an electricity bill and,
Well, and I think if your relationship cannot withstand a comedy show, then you are really going to break up anyway. And we have had some breakups and we have had some rows. And Jimmy and I are just of the opinion that we've done them a favor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think so. It's a really good stress test.
It is. And some people go into it thinking they're very thick-skinned or thinking, oh, I'm definitely, secretly they'll go, I am the better looking one. This will be fine.
Yeah.
And when the audience doesn't vote that way, it can be a very interesting social experiment too. But the message, I guess, at the end of the day, none of it matters. Love is love. And if you're punching above your weight, then a lot of people are okay with that too. They're like, oh, good for me then. I must have sparkling personality.
Exactly. And so how many episodes are there in series 2?
Oh, that's a really good question. I believe it is 8.
Okay.
It might not be 8. Is it 12? Is it 8? Maybe it's 10.
Keep watching till it stops.
Well, yeah, just watch. It's every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Maybe that's where I got the 8 from. It's such a blur. There are a lot of episodes.
There's many episodes. So, and the first series is still on demand. I revisited it yesterday, which was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it as well, and I just thought it's such a laugh. It's so much fun, and we had some celebrity specials. They're always fun to do.
And a special appearance from H in Steps as well popped up one episode, which is very exciting.
Yeah, we have a round where it's a surprise guest. So they rate some celebrities' looks. They rate each other's looks. We have members of the public who are rated against you, but then we reveal, oh, we have your mother here. We have your ex-girlfriend here. We have so-and-so. H from Steps was a childhood crush. And he lost.
He did. I was surprised at that, yeah.
Imagine being better looking than H from Steps.
I know, that's quite an achievement.
It was good, and H was a good sport.
It's always a lot of fun. So what is it like? Of course, your co-host, Jimmy Carr, can be very funny and very brutal to people. What's he like to work with?
I really love him, and this is the funny thing about that type of comedy that pushes boundaries and is sometimes viewed as being mean, is I think those are the comedians who are the real nicest ones, Because imagine taking comedy seriously. It's so weird when people get offended. It's like, no, you don't understand. Like, we're the good guys. We're trying to make things better. And it doesn't really matter. You can slag Jimmy off all you want. He really loves a roast. So he's just the nicest, most generous man. I really love him. And I knew it was going to be a good show. Anything with Jimmy is funny to me.
Exactly. And he's kind of like an equal opportunity offender. So it's not like he's just... being horrible to a particular demographic or anything. Like, everyone's fair game, right, including himself, and which I think is great.
Yeah, it's so good. And it's funny to say. It's like almost, oh, he's not a horrible guy because he's horrible about that person, but also horrible to this. But like, it is a mitigating factor, isn't it? But yeah, I think he just understands the comedy of it. And Jimmy Carr would never walk up to you on the street and say horrible things. It's all in a very consensual roasting environment. Yeah. And he's so good at what he does. And the beauty of that is, what you get with Jimmy Carr. People have come to really love his unique style. And people come up to him after the show and they're like, oh, thank you. It was such an honor for you to say those horrible things about me. I was like, okay. They love it.
So, yeah, I've been insulted by the best.
Yeah. I like being insulted by Jimmy Carr.
It's fun.
Oh, I love it. He makes fun of like my Botox. He says I'm promiscuous, which I think is an exciting picture of myself that he has painted. I'm really not, but I like to hear that I am. Age.
You never look bothered when he says about your Botox. So like, I never see your face change.
Yeah, I'm just horrified, but like...
I'm conveying anger at the moment, but I can't bring them together.
No, those days are gone. Thank you to my Botox doctor, someone I will never roast.
No, because he'd go up in flames because he's probably 99% silicone or plastic.
She is.
Yeah,
you gotta get a lady, I think. I've learned, I don't know, I was going to a man for a while and he was a wonderful man. Then I found this amazing girl, Dr. Nina. She's also a dentist. She's on Body Fixers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And she's just really like subtle. You gotta be careful. You want to be able to convey some rage.
Yeah, that is very true.
Mm-hmm.
Or just, if you draw your eyebrows on, then you can do it that way. But it's like, give me a minute, I'm going to be back. And it's like, and then just, thank you so much. I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm quite relieved.
Multi-talented.
Yeah, I know. This is, I can sit down and I can make that squeaky noise. That's it. I'm not even a triple threat, just double threat.
No, you're more. You're very threatening.
Thank you. It's because I'm wearing red.
Yeah, it's a sexy top.
I know.
And what's your background again? Are you like a computer system consultant as well?
That's it. I work at a call center and people phone up and what do I do? So I've got a degree in animation. I've worked in sort of film and games and things and been a film
so
critic.
I knew about the animation, but I knew there was a technical aspect to that.
Yeah, and I got into that by accident though. I didn't intend to.
How dare you be so self-deprecating?
I know, it's terrible. So, in the first episode of Series 2, it was a bit of a celebrity episode, wasn't it? You had Joe Swash and Stacey Solomon, who've been together for 2 years.
Yeah, I love that you're roasting them already by calling it a bit of a celebrity special. Not a full-blown celebrity special.
There were two celebrities.
Yes, and Joe Swash and Stacey Solomon are so funny. Such a great couple. They're really up for a laugh. And they've heard it all before. If you're, on television, people have slagged you off. Joe Swash is just a laugh a minute, a really, really nice guy. Yeah. And he took it. He took a lot from Jimmy. He really did. I think Stacey was going to be a clear winner anyway. She's so stunning. She's amazing. She's really clever as well, some of the stuff. She is. She's brilliant. They were saying about each other, he's clever, but in a different way. Yeah. in a unique, kind of off-piste, clever way. Yeah. But when you're Joe Swash and you lose your face or mind to Stacey Solomon, you're still dating Stacey Solomon, and you've got money for your charity now, so it's a win. Well, yeah, exactly. He's doing well at life, and so you've got to be pretty clever to be succeeding, I think. I think so too, and he stood on my back. Well, that's it, because on dating shows, people can get stood up, but you got stood on. I did, because he's small. I didn't really realize Joe Swash was teeny, but when we had him against members of the public, I think we just purposely picked some, Amazonian men. And was he heavy, though? Nope. Oh, no. He was very good. I think he stood on the right parts of my back. Or I just have a really sturdy back. Learn something new about yourself every day. Strong as an ox. I am. I really am large and in charge. Exactly. So is there any other celebrity couples that you'd like to have on the show if you could get anyone in the world? Oh, that's a really good question. Thank you. I would love, Cheryl and Liam. I have playfully slagged off Cheryl Cole before, and I regret it.
You regret it?
I do, because I think when I started doing the whole little Joan Rivers bit, celebrity, nobody was really listening to me, and like that was the year I all of a sudden got on TV, and you don't really want to hurt people. You know, she didn't consent to that. If she came on Your Face or Mine ready to have a laugh at herself, that would be okay. Katie Price and Kieran, is he still in the picture?
I don't know. She got another book coming out because it kind of changes per.
Okay, fine. Well, yeah, watch this space. It could change a few times while we're on air.
This video will get out of date every year, I think.
Yeah. Katie Price is cool, and she's good. She has a laugh at herself, so she'd be great on the show. Rochelle and Marvin.
Yeah.
The list goes on. A lot of celebrities are dating, aren't they?
They are, most of them.
Kimberly Wyatt of the Pussycat Dolls and her model boyfriend Max
Be good.
is an actor as well. Usually triple threats. All of them. He probably dances. There's so many celebrity couples. Ruth and Eamon.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Holly and Phil. They're not an actual couple, but they could come.
They're a television couple.
I think Jimmy and I want to do more celebrity specials.
They should.
Because again, I think we've seen it in the Comedy Central roasts in America, where they'll roast Justin Bieber or, you know, David Hasselhoff or whomever. And I think it really warms them to the public. People are like, oh, all right, if you can have a laugh at yourself, then you're cool again.
Yeah, and you can sort of see how they fight back as well, which is a side you don't necessarily see from people.
Yeah, it's really attractive to me anyway. But I mean, I don't have great radar when it comes to dating. I've got like the radar of Ava Braun. Well, I try.
So, what's the sort of best kind of contestant to go on the show? Should they sort of be thick-skinned, have a sense of humour?
They've absolutely got to have a sense of humor. That's number one. Because to have a sense of humor means to not take yourself too seriously. We don't actually want to hurt people. Maybe Jimmy does. Jimmy delighted in breaking some couples up. He's like, ooh, we've never split up a marriage. We had a married couple on. I mean, they stuck together by the grace of God. But I mean, I think I have found on Twitter and from meeting you and from meeting lots of people out in the world that real people are really, really, really funny. You don't have to be a comedian to be really funny. Like, people surprise me every day. And so to get couples coming on the show, those are my favorite shows, to see like a mixture of reality and comedy. And when those people have banter and they're funny, then Jimmy and I just kind of sit back and watch. We interview them. We get to know about them. And that's, I think, a little secret way to get more votes from the audience. Because as soon as they love you, you are more attractive in their eyes.
Yeah, I was thinking this because, when they go up and there's the round where they're sort of compared to, say, 4 other people, they've got an advantage because if the audience have got to know them and warm to them or not, then the other people aren't allowed to speak. So you're going purely on their looks, but the other person, they've got their personality as well.
Yeah. And it really is an amazing social experiment. Personality does make you better looking or worse looking. They really turned on a guy who was good looking, but I mean, no, they didn't like him. What was that episode? Yeah, he did not get the votes he thought he would, and then there were tears. We had to
From him?
Nope, from the missus. I don't know if that one's gonna be on. Of course it will. Jimmy will make sure that goes out. Yeah. I mean, everybody was okay in the end, but yeah, the show, you have to have a thick skin and be a cool person, and that makes you really gorgeous.
That's it. And I think too, when they do that surprise round, and there's been some amazing ones, and I was watching some of it, like almost like this, like just watching through my fingers. Like when someone's got to be it their ex or someone's mum and say if they're more attractive than their partner, some really, stressful situation can happen. It gets really tense.
Yeah, I wouldn't be okay with that. My mom, if she came on, I would be hoping she was voted better looking than I am. My mom certainly is very beautiful, but if she didn't, my mom, if she didn't win, I think, you love your mom, and I'm a lot more thick-skinned, and I know that it would really hurt her feelings. So I was watching that, as a mom, as someone with a mom, I was like, oh, no. And my exes, there are certain exes of mine that I would not be in the same room with. Yeah. So if they were trotted out on a show, it would be a bad day for me. So my hat goes off to the contributors. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And so do they have no idea that these people are going to be on?
No, they don't. And
how do they find them?
I mean, it's amazing how much of people's lives they unknowingly put on social media. Because I think producers go into your social media to get pictures of you for the show and to kind of research you as well. And then if you have a close friend on your Facebook, they reach out to them and say, oh, has Sarah got any skeletons in the closet, any exes we should hit up? And people will sell their friends down the river and be like, oh yeah, you really want to call? And then they call them and then they come. Yeah. Because we pay them to come.
This is true.
And people want to be on TV.
Yeah.
So
that's it. 'Cause you only have to go through, 2 years worth of profile pictures to see them consistently with a person. And you're like, okay, maybe they were in a relationship with them.
Yep, that is exactly it. Delete those photos. You need to ghost, unless you're still friends. And in some cases, an ex has been a friend, and that's less awkward. But I mean, I wouldn't like it. I don't like to imagine that my partners have exes, let alone be confronted with them, let alone be, in a position to have my looks rated against theirs. It is, yeah. And I'm in the room. Yeah. I watch it through my fingers, but in the room, I'm like, what? Who's going to throw something?
And it's like if the guy has a girlfriend with brunette hair and then their friend comes on and says, you're really into blondes, then a blonde girlfriend, ex-girlfriend comes out. It's like really awkward.
That's the thing. Or when the ex-girlfriend looks just like the current girlfriend, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, mate, that's creepier if someone's ex-girlfriend came out and was your stunt double. Yeah, people are very interesting. It's all very revealing, this show.
It is, because you sort of, from just seeing the synopsis, it can sound like a sort of superficial show, but you learn so much about people and you put them, it's not just being superficial, you're challenging them to almost break taboos and say things to your partner that you wouldn't, because you've got that motivation of money there as well. And I think it's fun too when someone comes out and the couple have been really honest with each other and they know their history. It's one thing, but sometimes they may not know how much of a history they had with another person. That's
true. You'll say, oh, when did you last date? And the boyfriend says 3 years ago, and the girl goes, no, 10 months ago. You're like, oh, come on. And you're right about it being layered, and there are a lot of themes, and we really, you have to trust Jimmy Carr and me. Like, we're there to make jokes and make it fun and to ask the right questions. There have been people tweeting me being like, oh, this is so have you seen it? Yeah. No. Well, just watch it and see what you think.
Yeah, people tend to have a knee-jerk reaction to things without watching them.
Yeah, and I don't care. I think if people think, oh, this is the most horrible, then that's good too. We need those people. Yeah. Sure, of course. Like, it is a very provocative show.
That's it. And I think shows are more interesting if they're, eliciting a reaction from you. And it may not be the one the person wants, but, it's always good to do that.
It's lovely to watch. Everybody who watches it really likes it. I'm glad you liked it.
Oh yeah, I've watched the whole series twice and I'm thrilled that it's back on. I've got to wait a week to the next episode.
You watch it twice, like, instead there's a different outcome, in case there's different outcomes.
Oh yeah, so I watched the first series when it was originally on. Now I've revisited it to refresh myself.
That's what's so good about Comedy Central.
It is. What has been your favourite couple so far? It could be from the first series, second series.
I don't love it when they fall out and row. Yeah. I think Jimmy gets really invigorated by that, but I try to be nice. I'm like, okay. It's just the very Canadian in me. But I do think those are very interesting episodes. I love it when people surprise me. And there is an episode coming up with a very glamorous bus driver called Roxy. And she has a new baby with a wonderful man who's like a personal trainer, I think, and an artist of some type. Yeah. I forget exactly what he does. He certainly looks like a personal trainer. He's very good looking, like very built. They were great, really good fun. But Roxy was so funny. And she had all these stories about being a bus driver. And her whole family was there to support her. And her dad was also a bus driver. And her sister was a bus driver. And there are lots of great jokes about the bus. It's like Jimmy all of a sudden just exploded in bus driver material.
He's been waiting for years to deliver all this bus.
I know. And
loads of jokes come along at once.
Yes. And they met in a very old-fashioned way. The boy was just getting on the bus. And he was like, you're right, driver. And then they started being in love.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
It's nice when that happens. So, what have you learnt from working on the show? Is there anything that you can sort of, take into future relationships, or just things to advise people going on the show not to do?
See, I'm not really about relationships. I'm a little bit of a Martian, that I just look at this and I'm like, okay, like especially when people come on and they're 19 and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna last forever. That's cool. I'm a little bit cynical when it comes to love, but I do think that I've learned some relationships are just so loving and so strong, and they can survive the show, and they can survive anything else. And some people really are well matched and really, really funny, and I do like to see that. You know, maybe I'm not completely made of stone just yet.
I think the show in itself wouldn't break anyone up, but it would highlight problems already in their relationship, or, you know, the strengths of their relationship.
No, it just breaks them up. Yeah.
100% breaks them up.
On more than one occasion.
I was thinking, because like on some kind of dating shows, they'll like catch up 3 months later and it's like, oh, we've been on 5 dates and stuff like that. Whereas you could do like an aftermath show of, you know, like they've all moved to different countries and they've sold their house. And
I do think we actually have an online team that are doing follow-ups here and there. Yeah. But you're right. Dating shows, it looks like it's going fine. And then you catch up and they're like, and we never spoke again. It's like, what? I just think as long as people are out there and having fun and having a good life, you can't take your relationship too seriously. You can't be in a relationship that's hard work before you have a mortgage, before you have kids, before you have any real issues. Like while you're both still living with your mom and his only asset is his Xbox, like just say goodbye at the first sign of trouble. Like just no. It gets only harder, right?
Once you've got investments and things, and just, you know, when you've committed loads of time to each other, it's like, do I want to back out? I can't now. It's a waste of time.
They know all my secrets.
I know, it's a problem. Yeah. They might come on a show like this, and you don't want that person to be the ex.
Oh my gosh, I have one ex that every day, and it's made me so happy. I get out of bed, and I'm like, yes, I did not have a child with this person. Thank God. What a great day this is going to be. And then you move it along, you know? You keep it casual. It's easy to ghost.
It's always good. Mm-hmm. You haven't multiplied them. There's less of them on the planet.
Yeah, I mean, I did the world a service by never multiplying. Yeah.
Exactly. They're like gremlins.
Yeah. Yeah.
True. So if you were on there with a potential partner, would you want them to tell the truth, or would you be thinking get the money? How would you want them to react?
I would be so get the money, because there's nothing really that you can say to a friend of Jimmy Carr that has not been said already. Like nothing, as a woman on the internet, as I'm sure you have experienced. Yeah. It's all been said. Okay, you're old, you're fat, you're ugly, you're not funny, you're annoying, your voice is this, you look like a horse. You've had too much Botox. Well, that was, you know, some sound advice from my friends. But, yeah, I don't care. Like, because I think what kind of person expects everyone to like them? Yeah. I'm under no illusion that I'm the most beautiful girl in the world. And I don't have to be. It's not the most important thing. I would go on there and I would be prepared to be honest. And if it happened that my partner was better looking than I am, then okay. Well, I have more money than him, so it's fine.
It's very true. And you get to look at the better looking person. And you know, I can't see myself, so it's almost irrelevant what I look like. It's everyone else's problem.
Take the mirrors out of my house and move forward.
That's why I spend so much time in the cinema. The lighting's so much better for me. So.
I know, right? I won't even meet in places with like that horrible overhead like mall lighting.
Yeah, it's not good. So I thought it would be fun to just name some names and so, you know, like the rating celebrity thing, just really quickly.
Yeah.
And you tell me which one you think's more attractive. Okay. So Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner.
Kim Kardashian.
Tom Selleck and David Hasselhoff.
Tom Selleck.
Katy Perry and Zooey Deschanel, who have the same face.
Ooh. Yeah, they do. Katy Perry. But they're both, I mean, that's a hard one. They're stunning.
Homer Simpson and Peter Griffin from Family Guy.
Homer Simpson.
That's the correct answer. I think he's a better father.
I mean, he looks less human than Peter. Peter, is he a better father? Well,
I think so.
He's older. Like that cartoon is older, so there would have been more misogyny.
It's just, that's true.
Be more of a misogynist than Peter Griffin is something.
This is true.
Homer Simpson. I'll stick with my original answer.
Yeah. Eminem and Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice. Yeah. But I prefer Eminem as an artist. Yeah.
See, that's where we differ.
Really?
See, so his catalogue's incredible.
Well,
both songs are really good.
I think Eminem, I like the fast rapping. I think it's cool.
Yeah, Exactly. It's like me at Christmas time when I'm in a panic and I've forgotten. Rihanna and Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Team Edward or Jacob?
Who are they?
From Twilight.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't watch it. So is Jacob like the wolf?
Jacob's the wolf and the other one's
That one.
definitely the wolf too, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Mario or Sonic?
Oh, Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic.
I don't need any Italian plumber in my life who's got like a brother hanging around, and no, it's just too much baggage.
Exactly. Let's get political. Justin Trudeau or Emmanuel Macron?
I mean, whatever you were going to say after Justin Trudeau is no. Justin Trudeau.
Exactly.
All day, every day.
Now, if you were on the sofa with Mr. Jimmy Carr, what would happen?
Oh. Even though equality is on the rise, thankfully, things are still, Jimmy's older than I am, but on television we're the same age because women still have to be 10 years younger than their male counterparts. Yeah. Jimmy dresses marginally better than I do.
You think?
He's very dapper, and no disrespect to my stylist because now, thanks to her, I dress very well. But I mean,
why is it flawless though?
Well, I'm not as fit as Jimmy. He plays tennis like every day, and he's very like those suits are not top men. And the audience really love Jimmy. We should do one like that. I think Jimmy would win it. He's got the teeth. He's like more tanned. I think he's a very handsome man, and I kind of look like a potato. So, I mean, Jimmy.
I think I'd vote for you.
Thank you very much.
So, very final question. Your face or mine?
I don't know. I would go yours because I have freckles that I have hated all my life, and you don't.
Freckles are youthful.
No, they're just Irish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm half Irish.
Are you? And half what else?
Just have freckles around the back.
Fine. Well, that's where you want them. I have them like everywhere, like all on my arms, on my like tummy. I'm just like a giant freckle. I think you have very beautiful smooth skin, all one color. I'd go yours.
Mostly makeup, but thank you. And I'd vote for you as well.
We both have a lot of makeup on. A lot.
So much. I'm like 2 stone heavier. Like my head's leaning to one side. So thank you very much for your time today. Your Face or Mine is on every Wednesday at 8 o'clock on Comedy Central. And I look forward to watching the rest of the series. Katherine, Ryan's been an absolute pleasure as always. Thank you to everyone for watching. Please be sure to share, subscribe, give the video a big thumbs up. And I'll see you all again soon for another episode of The Sarah O'Connell Show. Bye. It's because it's perspective.
Oh.
Yeah, it's okay. They can get smaller too. It's fine. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.